Good day everyone. I'm Rogelyn Rendoque from Vital Educ E3 Block 1, and for today's video, I am going to share my reflection and reaction about the film Miracle Worker. From the perspective of a soon-to-be teacher like myself, I can say that the film Miracle Worker served as a reminder that there are things we thought were impossible but became possible due to our perseverance. I admire Annie Sullivan's drive and commitment to teach Helen Keller, a deaf, mute, and blind child. Annie Sullivan is just one of many teachers who have dedicated their lives to becoming catalysts for the well-rounded development of differently disabled children. The movie can be related to the topic of Education 1, Child and Adolescent Development. I can say that the film is quite appropriate to be viewed by students enrolled in teachers' curriculum for non-education professionals because it provided accurate knowledge with unique and effective teaching strategies that are well designed to provide special education to those children with multiple sensory impairments. As a soon-to-be teacher, I needed to be equipped with knowledge and be prepared for the possibilities that will arise as I begin my teaching career. I remember thinking to myself before watching the movie if it is still possible for a person to learn if he or she has multiple sensory impairments, such as defects of sight, hearing, and speaking. As a result, after watching the movie, I realized that even if the senses were impaired rather than the mind, there would still be a possibility to learn in the same way as those students with normal sensory functioning if there is a collaborative support from the community, home, and school, which at the present, this is proposed by DepEd through the through the School Improvement Plan or SIP. Through the film, I realized that children with multiple sensory impairments simply need to have a language in a most unique way in order to learn because as Annie Sullivan says, language is more important to the mind than the light is to the eye. According to some articles I've read about the movie is become controversial. It's a hot topic. One article questioned the accuracy of this portrayal because Keller did speak a single vowel throughout the movie, and as a child who was blind and prelingually deaf, she would have not been aware of verbal communication. In my situation, I find it extremely difficult to accept the movie's veracity. I originally believed that the story was fictional, but after reading numerous articles about the film, I have come up to the conclusion that Helen Keller really did exist. According to her autobiography entitled The Story of My Life, contains fascinating details about her life that people can learn from all aspects in life. The symbiotic relationship between a teacher or tutor and or his or her student was depicted in the film as it in real life. According to the movie, a teacher and a student should maintain mutually beneficial relationship, a relationship between two entities that is beneficial to both parties, is referred to as symbiotic relationship. As we can see, Annie Sullivan taught Helen Keller a lot, and in the latter part of the movie, it taught us a lot too. If I apply it to the actual teaching situations I will sooner encounter, I can say that the film is a great help, especially in conveying the idea of give and take or symbiotic connection. A connection between teacher and the student, wherein The teacher is willing to learn from the students, and the students is willing to learn from the teacher, which creates a more effective teaching strategy. As I saw in the film, Annie Sullivan became Helen's tutor because she too has experienced having a sensory impairment that causes her to relate to Helen's condition, which is evident in the saying, experience is the best teacher. She is aware of how challenging it is for Helen to carry out tasks and deal with her flaws, but thanks to Sullivan's persistence in helping Helen, it is realistic to anticipate significant growth from Helen, leading her to earn a BA from Radcliffe College, which she received an award of honors. Rose to fame as a global spokesman for social equality and received the Presidential Medal of Freedom, all of which are all mentioned in the autobiography of Helen Keller. If you are interested, you can search it in the Google. There are a few movie scenes that inspires me. As a moviegoer, I feel compelled to say that those who are disabled don't just need our sympathy. They also need a lot of our empathy. People like Helen Keller who have sensory impairments can evoke compassion in us, but showing them pity doesn't do them much good. They require our empathy. Our empathy, which, re- which requires us to put ourselves in their shoes and think briefly about what our lives might be if we had those sensory impairments. Empathizing with them will help us which is understand them better, which will help us to help them on their journey to becoming better people or individual. Helen Keller reportedly experienced Annie Sullivan's empathy in this way, which helped Helen realize that she is not the only person in the world with sensory impairment. She made Helen into a better version of herself and taught Helen how to contribute to society. I learned from the movie that I really need this empathy in order to enhance and into develop my skills into becoming a better teacher in the future. I learned a lot of things from the movie. I gained knowledge on how to react to unique situations and unique student types that I would soon encounter. I discovered the virtue of patience. I learned that whether a student has sensory issues or not, teaching them should involve collaboration between the teacher, the school, and the community. I learned that I needed to let my students do and experience things in order for them to understand. Even though the other sensory senses are defective, we can never forget that we have other senses, which can be a substitute for the absence of other senses that we can still use for us to learn. Indeed, I learned that education is a long way process, and teachers make efforts to teach and mold students, which sometimes they exert so much efforts beyond their limitations and expertise just to make a student believe that he or she can make it and can be a productive individual to the community. Willingness is the key to success. Perseverance, patience, and hard work are some of the things that the teacher want us to learn. Molding students into the better version of themselves is a hard task. It is a hard task, which leads to the teacher to become a hero. A hero with the super, which is the superpower, is to give knowledge to students and which will help them to become a productive professionals productive professionals. That would be all. Thank you.